what you did last summer.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another movie review, and you already know what it is. We're jumping right back on another horror movie. That's right, horror movie. We're leading all the way up to October 31st. I did not break my word. I said I was going to give you movie reviews every single day, and I've been doing just that. So, some of you might have noticed my other two videos does not have my Pacific Halloween setup here. That's because those videos were pre-recorded from last month. Also, you might have noticed my voice sound a little bit different because I have a cold, and I'm trying to talk with a little bit more. I'm just trying not to talk a little bit too loud and too much. I have a cold at the moment. So, the movie we're reviewing today, as you can tell by the thumbnail and by the title of today's video, I Know What You Did Last Summer. No, seriously, I'm reviewing the movie, not what you did last summer. I don't know what any of you guys did last summer. But anyway, we're gonna review this movie. Now, before I review this movie, I want to say a few things about this movie that a lot of people probably don't say. There's so many things revolving this movie. It's either it's from your childhood, or you might have seen it and you hate it, or you might have heard of it but you heard it was stupid, or you might have heard it was a decent movie for like the time period. One of the things that I've always enjoyed about this movie is because it's from the 90s and I grew up in the 90s. I've watched a lot of horror movies throughout my entire life in the 90s. That was before my mom decided that, okay, you can watch horror movies now, you can handle them now. And this was one of those movies that I watched. This movie came out in 97, the same year that Scream 2 came out. And this is one of those 90s films that I've always enjoyed. And no matter what, I will always go back to rewatch this movie. I would like to consider this a guilty pleasure type of movie for me. Even though I do enjoy this movie have a lot of fucking problems that I don't think too many people is talking about. When I watched this movie when I was younger, honestly, I never realized the problem that this movie had. Now, as a fucking adult, looking back at it now, boy, this movie has more problems than I think any other movie I've ever fucking reviewed on this channel. But you know how we do it around here on Kevin Reviews on our channel. We start with the pros first. So we're going to go with the pros and then we're going to go with the cons. So right out the gate with my pros, I have to say, I do like the cast of this movie. But one specific person that I don't like will be in my con. And I would love to explore her character a little bit more because there's something that the director was doing. And I'm not sure what it was, but I died. So let me tell you what the plot of this movie is about before we go into all that other craziness stuff. This movie tells a story about a group of 10 who was in high school. They're on their last days of high school. They looking to have this nice little fun time before they all go off their own separate ways. Yet to find out they hit a very strange man on the road and they hide the body. Well, they aka throw the body into a fucking river off a deck or something, and they go about their fucking normal life. Also, around that time, 1 year passed, and they get a note saying that I know what you did last summer. Go into my first pro with this movie. I love the cast of this film. This film has a lot of big name stars. Excuse me if I'm saying their name wrong. Jennifer Love Hewitt, which is by far one of the weakest final girls in any fucking horror movie I've ever seen. She's gonna be in my con. Then you have Freddie Prinze Jr. or Freddie Prinze Jr., whichever one. He's pretty good. He don't really have anything that I dislike him about, but he is in this film. He's good in this film. Then you have Sarah Michelle Gellar, which she is a very, very, very big part of my 90s. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Some of you might not know that. And then you have Wayne Phillips. Now, he is going to be in my con. We'll get back to his ass later. The whole cast of this film, I like it. It's a strong cast with a very simple movie that can easily be made by any random person like me and you. And another pro for me is that Sarah Michelle Gellar, she should have had the lead in this movie because she was much more well acted than Jennifer was. She outshined pretty much everybody throughout this entire fucking movie. Her acting should have got her the lead. I don't understand why they fucked that up. Why they didn't just give it to her? Because Michelle was so well at. She was giving the fucking killer a damn good fight. Jennifer was just running her ass off. Another pro for me of this movie is that these characters doesn't really feel like set up characters. If you don't know what I mean by set up characters means that a character that is set up to die. They feel like real characters. They feel like characters that you can relate to because they all talked about their future. They all share something interesting about their future that they want to do to better themselves. But yet it just come crashing down when that incident happened on that road. Now those are the only two cons that I have. So now, from now on, we going straight into the cons right now. No more time to be wasting. Let's jump into my cons. My first con with this movie is that this movie opened up with some random ass guy sitting on a fucking cliff drinking, and we don't even know who that is. But us as the viewers are like, okay, so this movie just gonna open up with a fucking kill. He gonna walk across the road and he gonna get hit with the car. But then the movie don't explain that. But then we go to find out that a guy got hit or he was killed on the road. But he was drinking as well. The movie explained all that. But who the fuck is Billy Blue? Then we find out another guy named David Eden. So who the fuck is David? So we got two characters here who the movie don't explain who the fuck is who. So David is the one that Jennifer Love Hewitt and her crew had hit. The movie is so, I don't know, like those are something that never clearly made any sense to me. Especially watching it now as a full-grown man. As a kid, I didn't see those things. But now I can clearly see there is some fucking plot holes in the two situations. I told you earlier when I said that Jennifer Love Hewitt goes into my con. If I didn't say that, well, I'm going to say it now. She is in my con. She is by far the weakest final girl in any fucking horror movie I have ever seen. Any scene involve her is the worst. We're going to get back to her again because she is in my con twice. But the reason why she's here, despite the fact that she's the worst final girl, is that the director was having some kind of sexual fantasy with Jennifer Love Hewitt. Now, look, I am not going to hold out. Jennifer Love Hewitt is a very attractive woman. I truly agree. But when I'm watching a movie, I don't want to see her as this attractive woman. I want to see her doing shit. But the director would seem like he was having some little fantasy with her. There are so many wide shots where he would show her chest throughout damn near the whole fucking movie. Now, I don't know if that was intended, but it's clearly noticeable. Now, maybe that's just me or maybe that's just my weird way of thinking, but I'm pretty sure that's the fucking director because there's so many shots where he could have had any other shot and he just chose just to shoot this part like constantly. I don't know. It was so fucking distracting for me. Really fucking distracting. Another con for me is that, so they hit the spoiler, okay? So they hit this random guy on the road. First of all, what the fuck are you doing on the road late at night? Well, first of all, you're dressed in all black, and it's dark as hell on that road. There's no street light. Why the hell are you out there in the first place? Then, so they drive and they hit this random guy, and all of a sudden they want to go and dump the body. But they didn't check the man's pulse or nothing. They didn't check nothing. They just assumed he was dead, and so then they go and dump his body. Right before they dumped his fucking body, Jennifer Love Hewitt character said, maybe we should check his body for ID to see who he is. No, check his fucking pulse. We need to see if he's alive. You seriously gonna throw a deceased man in the fucking river. Why are you doing that? Check him. See if he's actually dead. Get some help. He's clearly alive. He grabbed Sarah Michelle Gellar's crown off her fucking head that she won from the whole booty queen thing or whatever. And then what do you know? They fucking put him in the fucking water. He got the crown in his fucking hand. Her boyfriend, which is Ryan Phillips, he jumped in the water to get the fucking crown, bring it back up to shore, give it to her. And the guy was still alive in the water. You could see his fucking eyes open and he looking right up at dude as he's swimming away. Like I said, I love this movie, but this movie got some fucking problems. This is one of the most guiltiest pleasure movies for me ever. But I'm not done. More cons. Another con for me, which is Barry played by Ryan Phillips, his character was a fucking douchebag throughout this entire movie. Even though I said his character's arc is good, but he's a fucking straight up douchebag. He don't let anybody talk. He thinks his opinion is always right. And then he fucking choking Jennifer Love's hit with character. He literally grabbed her by the neck, was damn near choking the life out of her. Dude, chill, you got some fucking anger issues. He's a fucking alcoholic. He's very, very controlling of his girlfriend. That guy got some fucking issues. I don't know if they were trying to write his character to be a fucking douchebag, but that's the vibe that I was getting. This guy was a straight up dick. And another con for me, it's more like, it's not really a con, but I put it in here, is that when Freddie Prinze Jr. was fighting the fucking Hook Man, and Jennifer Love, his character, called him, and he got distracted, and he get knocked off the fucking boat because she fucking called his name. But the reason I put it here is because it's in my con for a reason. It's because when he managed to get knocked off the boat, you can clearly hear the water splash. But then the camera show him climbing on this fucking, like there's like a net on the side of like a boat or something like that. But he get back on the boat, he fully dry. He's not even wet. He completely dry. What? How the fuck he instantly dry up? He got splashed in the water. Now he's dry now? That makes no fucking sense to me. But overall, this movie knows exactly what it is, especially nowadays. You look back at this movie and you say it's a fun movie to watch. The movie knows exactly that it's cheesy. Some of the lines in this movie is cheesy as hell. Some of the choices is some of the most dumbest decision making in any horror movie, particularly like this. Like I said, the 90s was filled of slasher films, and everybody wanted to sell their own version. Despite Candyman, despite the whole New Nightmare thing, there was so many teen slashers that was just crazy in the fucking 90s, and all of them sell the same fucking plot as Scream. Scream come along, Scream became a massive fucking success, and then they wanted another slasher, and another one, and another one, and another one, and now slasher film died yet again. But it died in a way that it should have died in the first fucking place. It should have never been resurrected. But like I said, it's a guilty pleasure movie for me. I will always rewatch this movie, even though I said that this movie has so many problems, despite the fact that they should have just called the fucking cops when they hit the guy's body anyway. But whatever. It's a fucking movie. I mean, what more do you expect, right? So that's pretty much gonna wait. But before we end this video, once again, I almost forgot to give my grade. My grade for this movie would be my same damn grade that I gave this movie when I reviewed it on my Instagram review page, which is a C. If you guys want to see that review, which is a much more shorter review, I already done reviewed this movie on my Instagram page. That link will be in my description down below. Make sure you go follow me on my review Instagram, so you can see other movies that I never even reviewed on my channel. That's pretty interesting. But like I said, that's going to pretty much wrap up today's specific video. If you are new around here, make sure you drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notification. And as I always say in all my other videos, keep a beautiful smile on your face. Stay positive. And I'll see you here with another video. Stay creepy.